All right, I don't know what happened there, but I recorded another 7 minutes and it just cut it off with no audio. So I'm just going to take a second attempt at recording what I talked about here. I don't remember everything I said, and I may repeat some things I said earlier, but I think we were just shifting from the Godir Pantheon to Mage Haven. And one of the things they talk about here is the world gates and how they allow you to travel from one world to another. And I think I remember saying that reminds me a lot of Stargate and the way they're designed. It sounds like they work pretty much the same way. You go from one thing to another, they're connected by this circle. You go through one, you probably appear on the other side of another circle. Makes a lot of sense thematically, and I'm sure people who appreciate Age of Wonders have probably seen a little bit of Stargate. Next, we have Story Realms, which I think are what this game calls its campaigns. We're going to get, I think it says, 5 to start with, and then we'll probably get more with expansions. They haven't talked much about the DLCs or expansions, but I'm sure eventually we'll get more that will build upon the world and build upon the lore and the story. One thing that I didn't mention earlier that I noticed looking back on it is the fact that they said something about exploring more about the elves. They said that they're going to go and explore the origin of the elves a little bit more for whichever whatever reason. Um, yeah, elves, of course. The origin of the elves. That was mentioned here, which was right beforehand. So I'm excited to know more about the stories. That's probably going to be one of the story missions. Lore is great. I love that they've separated lore from the gameplay tooltip, so you can really explore the game. And we get to see some more interesting artwork. This looks like artwork for a old wizard tower that crumbled after the Circle of Evermore failed. That's, I think, the one that Merlin was in charge of or tried to reassemble. And when it happened, when it disappeared or was destroyed, there was a bunch of devastation across the world, a lot of like climate change and things similar to that. Now, this is a little bit tricky for me to make sense of while it's changing. So let me just pull up something where we can explore more of what they actually say in here. This is just showing up basically if you go to one thing, you can go to a menu inside a menu and then a menu inside a menu inside a menu, which is awesome. I don't think all of the links worked in Age of Wonders Planetfall, but it was really nice to have as much in the game as they had. So they talk about the Astral Void. How it's similar to Astral Sea, but it's like it's kind of like where the immortals go to not like interact with the rest of the world as easily. Um, and they talk about how astral flows do not reach that place in the void. Reminds me of the void tech and void bringers in Age of Wonders Planetfall a lot, and how that stuff interacted with the outside world. The Shadow of Torments also does remind me of Side Number and how there were units apply things to other people. And then this whole thing about lost wizards or lost mages, it seems like a fun twist on other things that we've seen in previous Age of Wonders games too. But this is probably just going to be like a high tier unit that you come across every once in a while. They have an image of that unit in particular right here. This is what that unit is going to look like. Pretty scary, pretty intense. Got some like pointy bits on it. And yeah, we talked about this earlier, so I think we'll wrap this video up here, and next week we'll talk a bit about the Mage Haven, Pantheon, and Realm setup. Looking forward to it. Have a good one.